What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, and TV shows. And right now I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the best Christmas pageant ever. So this is a movie that's been out in theaters for a couple of weeks now. I actually saw it when it first came out. I just haven't been able to review it because I've been so busy working on my other project, which I've already told you guys about. So the greatest Christmas pageant ever is based on a book, and I've never read the book. I didn't even know the book existed until the movie came out. And when the movie came out, just based on the title, I wasn't all that interested in it. Just based on the title, the best Christmas pageant ever. That doesn't sound like something that would interest me. For those who don't know, I'm sure that people who've been around this channel for a while do know. I am a Christian. I'm a professing Christian, and I do talk about that aspect of my life. I don't judge people who are not. I believe that people believe what works for them and what gives them peace. So whatever that belief system is, I'm good. So when I learned that this was made by a Christian studio, I don't have my light on here. There we go. When I learned that this was made by a Christian studio, I became a little more interested. I watched the trailers, and I'm somebody who firmly believes that there's, as they said in Pete's Dragon, there's room for everybody in this world, right? There's room for everyone. Everyone has a right to exist. Everyone has the right to be in our public spaces. And in a lot of ways, that's what this movie is about. The rights of these kids, the Herdmans, who don't have present parents. The dad, who knows where he's at. The mom is not present. She's gone all day. Seems like she, making some inferences here, she drinks all night. And the Herdmans are kids that basically raise themselves. And because of that, they are kind of wild kids, get into some trouble. But when they find out that there's snacks at the local church, well, they want snacks, so they go to church. And the oldest kid, the girl, she wants to become a movie star because she wants to be somebody else. And when she learns that this pageant is happening, she wants to be the star of the pageant. So she gets all of her brothers and sisters, and they join this Christmas pageant. Judy Greer does a really good job in this movie as the director of this Christmas pageant, and she draws a line in the sand with all the people in the church that says the Herdmans should not be in the pageant, the Herdmans should not be in the church. She draws a line and says, no, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus didn't just die for the sins of us privileged people. Jesus died for the sins of everybody, even the Herdmans. So she draws a line in the sand and says the Herdmans are going to be in this pageant and the Herdmans are going to be in this church. And watching her stand up for these kids and include these kids, it was I'm someone who has devoted my life to providing for kids and giving educational opportunities to kids and coaching kids and ministering to kids. That's something I've given my life to. Between my years as a teacher, between my years as a coach, the years that I spent working with the Boy Scouts of America, the years that now I'm spending as the director of a nonprofit that directly serves kids, primarily kids at risk. I've devoted my life to kids, and this movie really resonated with me. This movie probably will not be on most people's top 10 list of the year. It's going to be on mine because people watch movies with their life experiences, and they watch movies with whatever baggage they have. People watch movies, and when they watch these movies, they relate it to their lives. And when I watched this movie, I related it to my life, and it resonated with me, and it meant something to me. And And seeing this woman at this church say, no, these kids belong here. Even if you don't think they do, these kids belong here. Um, we need more movies like that. We need more movies like that. And not movies with a heavy handed political message, um, but movies just about kids in general. You know, sure, it could be minority kids, it could be homosexual kids, it could be that, but it could also be kids like the Herdmans, you know, white, underprivileged, poor kids who don't have any strong parental figures in their lives. Those kids exist too. Um, and in my jobs, in all of the jobs I've had serving serving families at risk, there has been minority families, and there, you know, those things have existed. But there's also been those poor white kids, low income white families that have needed help as well. Um, yeah, this movie really resonated with me a lot, and had a great message at the end. Um, and it was based on how it ended, it was the best Christmas pageant ever. And the title was perfect. Even though when I first heard the title, I was like, that sounds boring because Christmas pageants don't interest me. It wasn't about the pageant, it was about including these kids. And because these kids were included, these kids who have been marginalized and counted out their whole life, these kids have the capacity to love, and these kids have the capacity to surprise you. And that's what happened in this movie. And it was that capacity to love and the capacity to surprise you and the capacity to show their best selves that made it the best Christmas pageant. So I don't know. I could talk on and on about this movie. I thought it was wonderful. But yeah, that's my take on it. Have you guys seen Best Christmas Pageant Ever? Hey, if you have, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. And if you haven't, I recommend watching it. It is a Christian movie, but it's not heavy-handed. I think this is accessible to Christians and non-Christians because the message is so universal that kids belong. Kids belong. Doesn't matter whether they're white, black, Asian, doesn't Latino, doesn't matter if they're rich or poor, doesn't matter if they're straight or homosexual. It doesn't matter. Kids belong. And I think that's an important message. So yeah, because of that, I love this movie. So it's worth checking out. So let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. While you're down there commenting, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.